And of course, I guess wise people don't call press conferences unless they have good news. But it's always a good time for us to have this particular press conference each year. It's a time, I guess, to do a couple of different things. One is to recognize one of the outstanding sponsors of Western Kentucky University in a lot of different ways. And then secondly, to also recognize some outstanding students and the scholarships that they're going to receive. Let me begin by, in addition to welcoming you, to say a couple of words about National City Bank. Every institution gets part of its support from the state, and we now talk about ourselves as being state assisted instead of state supported, since less than half of our budget comes from the state. But one of the ways that an institution becomes better and better and better is to have the ability to continue to attract better and better and better students. And Western Kentucky University has been fortunate to be able to do that over the last several years through a number of ways. And the average ACT of our entering freshmen is very high now and continues to improve. We're excited about that in light of where we are heading as an institution as we move to a new level that has received a lot of publicity lately. But one of the corporations that has enabled Western Kentucky University to continue to make that movement upward has been National City Bank under the leadership of Bob Aldridge. National City Bank is providing these scholarships today to students coming to Western Kentucky University, and the students we'll have the pleasure of introducing in just a few moments. But in addition to that, National City Bank sponsors events and opportunities at Western Kentucky University far beyond the time that we have today to describe them. And I just want to say publicly today to all of you gathered here, and particularly to Bob and to all of your staff, how appreciative we are at Western Kentucky University of the wonderful corporate relationship we have with National City Bank and with you personally, and with all of the wonderful people that you have working for you. This makes it makes us all better, and it certainly demonstrates the dedication of National City Bank to betterment of education. Now, let me introduce a few people who are here today from the schools involved. From Bowling Green High School, Nell Dotson, guidance counselor. Nell, if you will stand, we can all see who you are. From Greenwood High School, Peggy Cowles, principal, and Debbie Strassner. Did I pronounce that right? Strassner, that's pretty close. I've only known you for 8 years, and getting closer all the time. And from Warren Central High School, I don't know, did David get here? David Crow? I don't believe so. But Kathy Evans, guidance counselor. Glad to have you, Kathy. From Warren East High School, Aaron Milliken, principal. And Bill Utley, the guidance counselor. And we are just delighted to have you here with us today. So without further ado, I know you're as excited as I am about this. So Bob, why don't you come to the microphone and do the honors?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you for those kind words, Dr. Meredith. Western Kentucky University plays such an important part in this community that we would certainly be remiss if we didn't work with them in every way possible. But I must tell you that it's a great pleasure. I return the compliment to Dr. Meredith and his staff. It's always fun to work with everybody at Western. And I know it's trite, but it is also very, very true that young people are our future, and I think it is terribly important for all corporations to support them in every aspect, because it's not only their future, it is our future as corporations, and it's to everyone's best interest to make sure that a good education is had by all. I too would like to introduce some people. These are the people that really make the bank run. I won't take the time to introduce each and every one of them, but I'd like for all of the staff to stand, and maybe I can. Joyce Wilson, Executive Vice President. Leanne Raymer, Head of Marketing and Advertising. What's your name? Marty Moore. Marty Moore in Mortgage Lending. Alan Kissel, Senior Vice President for Retail, and Tommy Smith, Senior Vice President for Wholesale, and Barbara Rennick, my right hand, and Sharon Crakey, Trust Officer, and the lady whom all of you will get to know as recipients today, Wanda Scott, Senior Vice President, Head of the Trust Department. Thank you all for being here. It is now my pleasure to give the awards to those recipients this year. This these scholarship awards were something that we thought of several years ago. It is fairly common knowledge, I think, that there are funds available for a lot of extremely gifted students and a lot of underprivileged students, but the average student who works so hard to achieve their goals and to excel in high school, many of them are unable, in many cases, to go ahead and get their higher education simply because of family circumstances or a number of kids or whatever the reasons. And so our intent was to try to fill that gap, that area where people really do excel and really want to achieve, but for whatever reason may not be able to do it as they would like to do it or in a timely fashion. And so thus we came up with the National City Scholarship Awards. And these scholarships are available, and the selection process, and I can't say too much for this, is done by the counselors of each of the high schools. There's one given to each of the high schools in the county, and we thank the counselors for their hard work, because I know it's got to be tough in choosing them, and the principals for allowing us the opportunity to have them here and to make these awards today. So to each of you, my personal congratulations. Must tell you a little bit about each of them before I call them up. I think you'll be interested to know. First, Sarah Kirtley of Bowling Green High, the daughter of Frank and Jeannie Kirtley. And she is currently undecided on a major, but has a grade point average of 3.58 and ranks in the top 15% of her class. So that's Sarah Kirtley from Bowling Green High, whom you'll meet in just a moment, along with the others. Kelly Cooper of Greenwood High, the daughter of Deborah Cooper. Kelly plans to major in nursing with a career in becoming a hospital nurse, and she'd like to do that here in Bowling Green. She has a GPA of 3.81 and ranks in the top 6% of her class. And Farrah Haynes of Warren Central High, the daughter of Estelle and Wanda Haynes. Farrah plans to major in pre-medicine with the career goal of becoming a doctor in the Bowling Green area as well. She has a GPA of 3.91 and ranks 4th in a class of 200. Tracy Scott of Warren East High School, the daughter of James and Nancy Scott. Tracy plans to major in pre-physical therapy with a career goal of becoming a physical therapist also in the Bowling Green area. And I think that's outstanding. She has a 3.42 and ranks in the top 10% of her class. These four young people here today have an average GPA of 3.68, and I think that deserves a hand. So if I may ask you, excuse me, as I call your name to come up, I'll present you with the award. And first is Sarah Renee Kirtley. If you will come around here, please. We'll ask you to be seated after.
I'm wondering where they went.
Hey, they went. How quickly they leave. Farrah Renee Haynes. Great, thanks. Next is Tracy Leanne Scott. And Kelly Marie Cooper. A number of years ago, National City Bank was granting these scholarships ourselves, and we had a pretty good staff working on it. And we got wise and said, hey, there's a better way to do this. No, the College Heights Foundation, and we entered into an agreement, I guess about 1986 or thereabouts. And we have appointed the College Heights Foundation as our agent for the scholarships for this purpose, as well as for the Harmon and the Potter Education Funds that our bank gives for students to Western. And I might tell you that that ranks in the area of 180 scholarships a year that they are able to provide through those funds. And we are eternally grateful to the College Heights Foundation and all of their staff, and particularly to Dr. Dero Downing, a gentleman whom I'm sure is known to all of you, a beloved figure at Western, and someone that I'm very proud to call my friend, and I'd like for him to come up and say a few remarks. Dr. Downing?
Thank you, Mr. Rutledge, and I would like to express appreciation for all of your staff who are here today, and to say to you as the Chief Executive Officer of the bank that you have every reason to take pride in the very professional help that comes through working with your staff. Not only are they professional, they are also very gracious, and we're proud to have the College Heights Foundation serve as the custodial agent for these scholarship funds. We're grateful for the many ways in which you support the work of the College Heights Foundation and Western Kentucky University. We have over the years observed with great pleasure the many ways in which the bank has been civic-minded, but also education-minded, and we're grateful to you for that. We would extend to each of the recipients of the scholarship our hearty congratulations, and would invite you to call upon those of us at the College Heights Foundation if we can be of help in any way in the administration of these scholarships, or in any other way that we can be of service as you progress as a student at Western Kentucky University. For those professional educators who are here today, we extend to you our thanks for the opportunity which we have to work with you in various ways for the betterment of education in the area. We would commend you for the service you give to public education, and we want you to know that we're grateful for the support you give to the College Heights Foundation and in its efforts to assist and encourage deserving students. I'm sure the guidance counselors present would agree with the fact that the most reliable single indicator of success in your future educational endeavors lies in how successful you have been in the past. ACT scores are important. There are some indicators, ranking class, grade point average, but past success we have found over the years in education at all levels is the best indicator of potential success for the future. And that being the case with all the other positive factors that have been recited here today, and knowing that you have been successful to this point, we know that you will continue to meet with success in your educational and other worthy endeavors. And we again commend and congratulate you, and to all of those present, we extend to you our thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Downing. And last but not least, I want to make sure that I tell our recipients today that our bank also will establish a $400 savings account for each of you in your names as you begin school. And I'll ask Wanda Scott to stand, and that's the lady you're to see. You can see any of us, but Wanda generally takes care of that. She likes to give her money away, so and also these scholarships are renewable. I think you're aware of that. As long as the grades are met and the criteria is met, and you continue with your grades, hopefully you will take advantage of them for 4 years, or in the case of some of my kids, 5 or 6, but whatever. Thanks. And now I'd like to call on Dr. Merritt.
Well, this has been fun. I appreciate all of you coming. Dr. Downing, thank you for your remarks. Very appropriate as usual. I'd like for you to recognize our admission staff under the direction of Cheryl Chambliss. If you all would stand, I won't go through all the names. And they're the ones that you see in and out of your schools all the time. They do a great job. And Andy Wagner is the guy that is in charge of scholarships, so he has more friends than he can stand. It's unbelievable how many friends he picks up, particularly this time of the year, Andy, isn't that right? We would like to ask our recipients to please stay up here for a moment, if you will. We'll get some pictures made with Bob Skipper and be in charge of that. Thank all of you for coming. Congratulations to the parents as well. Congratulations. Let's see. Going in front of the flag.
Yes, sir.
Would you like me to do that?